Identity Unveiled, Book 7 of the Cari Turnlisle series. Written by Leslie A. Piggott. Recorded by Leslie A. Piggott. Chapter 1. Elizabeth Marino pressed her fingers to her eyes. Maybe she should have taken her mother-in-law up on her offer to pay for a maid. She tried to fan the smoke away from the smoke detector as she hurried past it to the baby's room. Her sister was flying in that evening, and she'd been cooking and cleaning while baby Whitney napped. "I'm coming, sweet girl," she called out from the hallway in response to the 6-month-old's cries. The smoke alarm continued to wail from downstairs. Elizabeth gritted her teeth. She'd been so focused on cleaning up the living room that she had forgotten she'd started browning the ground beef for the meat sauce. She was planning on making lasagna for dinner and wanted to get it assembled before she left for the airport. Her husband could put it into bake while she picked up her sister. Whitney howled louder. She needed to comfort her baby, and then she could get the alarm to reset. Maybe she needed to open a window. It was pretty cold outside, so that seemed like a last-ditch effort. She opened the nursery door and scooped up a distraught Whitney. "You're okay, baby. That's right. Mommy's here. Mommy's here," she repeated to her trembling baby. The smoke alarm finally quit beeping when she was halfway down the stairs. No sooner did that noise stop than her cell phone burst out into song, her sister's ringtone. She'd kept it active so she wouldn't miss any calls during her travel day. "Rebecca, did you make it to New York?" she asked as she returned with the baby to the kitchen. Her sister's image smiled back at her from the video call. "Yeah, it says my connection is on time, too. I have a little less than an hour before the short flight to Cleveland. I can't wait to meet Whitney." Whitney reached toward the phone in response to her name. "She's excited to meet you, too," Elizabeth responded. The image bounced and then went dark as her sister bumped into another traveler. Elizabeth realized she must have dropped her phone, so they were staring at the floor. "Oh, sorry," Rebecca exclaimed. Her face turned to the screen as she retrieved the device. Elizabeth, I gotta use the restroom. I'll check in with you later." Elizabeth started to respond, but the call had ended. She was surprised her sister had been so abrupt, but she didn't have time to dwell on it. "Well, duty calls, Miss Whitney. We have a lot to do before Auntie Rebecca gets here." The baby's lips started to quiver. "Oh, silly me. I didn't change you or feed you yet. Poor Whitney. Let's fix that," she said and turned around to the stairs. The dinner was already ruined. She could call her husband later and ask him to pick up something on his way home in place of the lasagna. Detective Alex Runemos cleared his throat. "Tell me you aren't looking at Stenoway's accounts again," he said with a sigh. "Why does it bother you so much that I'm still working this case?" Detective Genevieve Viacorte asked as she entered the login information into the fields on the screen. "Because there isn't a case anymore. It's closed," he said and threw his hands up in the air. "You have to let it go. The FBI signed off. Gruski signed off. You signed off." "Because I had to. Besides, it only takes a minute of my time to look at his account every now and then," she argued. "Every now and then? More like 3 times a day," Alex scoffed. "This isn't healthy." "I know Stenoway didn't act alone. He's not an outdoorsy guy. He wears loafers and dress pants. I bet that night he ran from you was the first time he'd run in years," she challenged him. "Maybe so, but he confessed," Alex reminded her, "and no one else has died. Been killed," she emphasized. "Been killed," he said with an eye roll. "We did a good job. We locked up the criminal, Jen." "Why is no money being spent?" she asked him for what felt like the 100th time. "They locked that account once they tied it to him," Alex repeated his argument from their earlier discussions. "What about his other accounts? He's only spending money on his rent and utilities. He never paid the lawyer. Your argument is that the guy is on retainer. How come he never pays him?" she asked pointedly. "And who is paying him $2,000 every month? You proposed that that was the blackmail money, but it didn't start until he was in prison." "I don't know, Jen. Maybe we missed one of his accounts. Maybe he only pays the lawyer a yearly fee," Alex hypothesized. "Why does a low-level city employee have a high-dollar attorney on retainer? Does that make any sense to you?" she asked. "Well, clearly he needs one," Alex countered. "And how do you know he's high-dollar? You saw the tailored suit and the Lexus, just like me." Alex shrugged. She rolled her eyes. "Clearly we're not on the same page about this. I'm taking a personal day tomorrow. I'll have my cell if you need to reach me." Alex spun his chair to face hers. "You never take personal days. You even work for free on the weekend. What are you up to?" She squared her jaw. "I need to talk to a few people. We don't have a case right now, so who
Sample complete. Ready to continue?